My father was very much against choosing botany. He always used to say, do MSc in physics, and but I was very strong, and I always feel very proud about that. The choosing botany is the main thing. I done the right thing. So botany, there are so many things you can do, and that is of common people's interest. I always feel that God has gifted me, and He brought me in the heaven. Vengurla is a really very beautiful place, and now again it is famous for the cleanliness. So very systematically in 37 categories, the regular garbage is collected from various houses. They have given QR code to the houses. The staff is very well trained. There is a fine for giving the mixed garbage, and all this they are very systematically following, and really beautifully the conversion of dumping ground into a miracle park.
Welcome to Bifocal Naturalist. Vengurla is a beautiful, charming coastal town of Maharashtra. It has got stunning beaches, unique temples, and scenic views. It's also a very historical place where three foreign powers, the Dutch, the Portuguese, and the English, traded, using the natural harbor of Vengurla. We have today Dr. Dhanashri Patil from Vengurla. Dhanashri is a botanist and has made a positive impact on the community of Vengurla. Her work with her students, self-help groups, and the local people is amazing. And today we will hear from her latest initiatives, projects, and the work she's doing for the well-being of the people of Vengurla. Hi, Dhanashri, how are you?
Hello, very fine. Namaste, ma'am.
Namaste, Dhanashri.
Yes.
Dhanashri, why botany? I mean, how did you get into botany? Could you tell us about your childhood and about your college days?
When I search for the reason, I always used to do gardening with my grandmother. And I think the choosing the botany might have been hidden in that. So we used to go to the village to collect the mangoes and all, which is in the Satara district, Patan Taluka. So we always used to go with her. We saw the farming there. It might have influenced. My father was very much against choosing botany. He always used to say, do MSc in physics and all that. That those are much fascinating for future career choosing. It will be better. Even if you get a chance to go to the village, you can teach physics, mathematics likewise. But I was very strong, and I always feel very proud about myself about that. The choosing botany is the main thing. I done the right thing. Uh, that was the first protest against my father. Afterwards, he was very happy to see all the work going on and all.
What I know of you, you have your finger in every pie. So I want to know in your college days, were you involved in a lot of activities?
I done my BSc in botany, and in that also we are having our specialization, plant protection. So which helped me a lot in future also when I did my research in biopesticides. So apart from being science students, we were I was a sportsman. I played inter-university volleyball also, and we used to be always on the ground. On Saturday, it was our weekly holiday, and on that day we had our NCC. So boys used to tease us that घरात हाकलून दिले का? Your parents have kicked you out from the homes, because we always used to be in the college. But we enjoyed. I think that also helped to maintain the physical fitness. Still, I can go for the trekking, botanical excursions, and while doing the ecotourism also, I yet that stamina is building a body mass during the college days definitely helps. That way, I always keep telling my girl students also. So physical stamina is important. So that's versatile, jack of all, master of none. But
You're
I
master
did
of
well
many,
in
yeah. I don't agree with that, Dhanashri. So, Dhanashri, what
Yes.
inspired you to take up wetlands, do research in wetlands, and how did that
Yes.
experience help you in your teaching?
I remember in MSc itself, our guide, Dr. Niranjana Sawan is my PhD guide. Actually, before that, Dr. T.M. Patil, he was my PhD guide, and we decided to work on the biopesticides. I wanted always to do something which should be productive. It should be implemented, and the fields I like instead of much in instead of washing those test tubes and physiological aspects. My MPhil problem with Dr. T.M. Patil was about soybean. Hmm? So diseases of soybean and all that, but that was a lot of physiological work. So you have to wash so many test tubes, so many petri plates, and all lab work it was. Though some of the experiments were were organized in the soybean farm also. So it was, the title was physiological aspects of soybean, and I enjoyed that also. But later I asked my guide, Dr. T.M. Patil, that let's do something applied, because I always like action. Uh, so he suggested to let's do about biofuels.
Uh-huh.
But unfortunately, again we thought did the reference work, and we thought the biofuel it will be difficult to work over, as the hydrocarbon analysis and all, it will be difficult in the laboratory level. Then he suggested that let's do about biopesticides, and I really feel very good about that also. Later we worked on that. Unfortunately, Dr. T.M. Patil is due to heart attack, he expired, and then I chosen another guide, Dr. Niranjana Sawan. So Dr. Niranjana Sawan and her guide, that is my teacher also, Dr. Leela Bhosle, she has worked tremendously in the fields of mangroves. Mangroves are, I think, the those estuarine ecosystems are the toughest wetlands and most dynamic wetlands also. So it took us naturally during our MSc only. We started studying because our botanical excursions, and we saw the wetlands from very nearby. And guide like Dr. Leela Bhosle, we were very lucky to have her with us. So she shown us all the aspects. We used to go to the Malwa and Atsara. When my guide passed away, she took me to the Atsara, so to make me stress free. And we saw her work, and she's really a good role model for us. She was a lady from Sangli. Actually, I always used to ask her, you are from Sangli, and how you are working in the wetlands, ma'am? She said, I like that. She was very dynamic lady, and she's also called as a mother of mangroves. So they used to organize, Dr. Niranjana Sawan. I remember I had presented a poster on Maini,
Uh-huh.
which is famous for wetland birds, flamingos.
Uh-huh.
Actually, I had not visited that, but by collecting data, some small poster was prepared, and that was in 2002, I think.
Mhm.
That was our first poster presentation about wetlands, and fortunately, uh, I got the opportunity to work after transfer from Kolhapur in 2015 to work in Vengurla. And again, I got the opportunity to come near mangroves, to work with the people of Mangrove Foundation as well as the self-help group which are working here under the guidance of the Vasudevan sir. He was the chief of the Mangrove Foundation those days, and so many good things are already happening. They were already happening in Vengurla, and Dr. Niranjana Sawan gave us opportunity to teach English to those mangrove safari running self-help group.
Ah,
Swamini self-help group, which is run by Shweta Hule madam and 10 of her friends, who
mhm.
are actual fisherwomen. And
Oh,
I always feel proud and good about that. They are also inspiration for us. So they
yes.
used to row the boats. They preferred rowing the boats by hand,
Mhm.
and they chosen the rowing the boats instead of using the engines,
It's
because
quite
mangrove
tough.
safari they gave the uh, that status of tiger safari. We always learn about tiger safari, which is very, but mangroves and explaining the mangroves, its importance to the public, to the tourists, is really nice work. And it was pleasure to teach them English. Actually, we learned so many things from them also, the names of the birds, and they wonderfully pronounce all those names of Abyssinia, Sonertia alba, and so many other birds also. They had been trained by many ecologists also. They got training from the Trivandrum and all other mangrove foundation experts also. So it was nice to be with them. And then in 2019, I organized one conference. So I want to give justice to those women also and popularize the concept of mangroves. So that 2019 conference give a great boost. Actually, we were selected for one. Somebody came with a proposal to work on wetlands. Here, district collector committee. It was they had formed one um, documentation committee for Sindhudurg district, complete district. And somebody came and asked whether, madam, you will work in the team. So I took the opportunity. I was thinking who will help me, but my students supported me very well. And we studied 10 wetlands. Actually, it was a learning for me also. Before that, in Kolhapur, we have always worked with the Teak Nature Club under Dr. Anil Raj Jagdale, Bharatiya Jala Sanskriti Mandal. We were member of that. We had experience of working for water conservation, that Nirmalya, one Nirmal project. We all friends of IWSA, Indian Women Scientists Association, and Gardens Club member. We had done one active project of Nirmal Prakalpa, we call that. And we collected all the Nirmalya, what is called as offerings to the Ganpati, which used to be thrown in the water bodies. So, and we used to create awareness among the students. And youth is a good force. You can give them good shape and they listen to you. Teachers are always influential yet for them. And with students, we all work there also. They took that message to the villages also, that they told me that our village people also accepted and they are not throwing out nirmalya, that god's offerings in the water bodies. They are doing it in farms now.
Yeah.
So slowly such changes takes place.
Okay. So, Dhanashri, you have used a lot of garden-based activities, but how does that, help you with teaching and research?
Yes. Okay. So gardening activities are actually, that is also one more opportunity. Gardening was my passion from the beginning. From the childhood, I remember I used to take the tuition of small children, my neighbor, and I used to buy the clay pots and all from that. So that choosing the botany and all these aspects, basically I was having, but I got the good opportunity again from the Shivaji University Kolhapur. They were having one community development center, Lok Vikas Kendra, and Dr. Manjusha Deshpande was its her director. Then we decided to conduct a program. It was a gardening and nursery management course. So we decided to remove the age bar, education bar. Anybody can join. Of course, it was a community development center, so anybody can join, and that gave a very good boost. Actually, many women joined, and women are much sensitive about all these. Most of them, they were MSc microbiology, some were from physics, some were the wives of uh, forest officers. So it became a very nice first batch. I remember my colleagues Kalpana Sawant, Padmashri Aute, they took the admission for the course. And that first, after that first batch, we got the confidence that it was due through that course. Again, we got connected with other. I didn't teach it on myself. We used to invite. I started inviting the resource persons to teach. So it became a very good network about the gardening. Gardening was the basic theme, but I was always having in mind that it should be organic, because my research was on biopesticides, and through the review of literatures I had learned the worst effects of bad effects of that chemical pesticides and chemical fertilizers and all. Those days agriculture people also didn't used to listen. They said used to say that no, without chemicals we cannot do the farming. So through the small experiments with my gardening students who were really educated, some of them they were MBBS doctors, one was anesthetist, some were the bankers also, some were lawyers, and it becomes a big pleasure. The every continuously for 10 years I took that course, and now it is a big force. Through them, I it helped me to multiply all my ideas, whatever our small group was doing, that multiplied very well. And then I became president of Gardens Club Kolhapur also. Actually, it is a club of amateurs. Very less botanists used to be there. And when I become vice president, the president, Dr. Sushma Rote, she was a very nice lady. She wisely chosen me as a president for the next tenure after her. And then that was again a very good boost. I got that Dhanashri award also.
Okay.
So all these concepts of ecosystem ecology, I through gardening, I converted it into urban ecosystem management, because that is playing a big anthropological aspects. They are related with the urbanization is one of the major cause of environmental imbalance.
Yes.
So I took that mass to create the awareness, and I started giving them projects that somebody done the project on the waste management, waste recycling. Everybody now don't nobody from that group of some 500 people, they don't throw their garbage. They
Uh-huh.
recycle, they do the fruit peeling enzyme. So I took the advantage of having that group in my hand, and which was educated, which was passionate. They were not they chosen the subject. They were not like our regular students who had made it compulsory. So all this together blended very nicely. And after again becoming a president of Gardens Club and getting the award of Dhanashri, we did plantation. So botany, there are so many things you can do, and that is of common people's interest.
So, Dhanashri, what is this Vanashri Award?
Vanashri Award is a Chhatrapati Shivaji Vanashri Award, which is given by Government of Maharashtra.
Okay.
So I took that award in 2017 with the hands of Devendra Fadnavis sir was chief minister at that time, and
Good.
forest department organizes. They do the survey. We had to submit the proposal, and our proposal was Kalpana Sawant, my friend, was with me in that time, and
Uh-huh.
all other Gardens Club team. They helped a lot, and we made that proposal, and we got 79 marks. The second who got the second person, they were having some 50 and all, because already we were doing so many things. We had publication, we had done lot of plantation. So that was not for the award actually, but actually without any economical support from any other organization and all. So that was a cash prize of 1 lakh and the award. So again, it gave a good
It's a
boost.
boost, Awards are always, give a boost to you and your team. Dhanashri, can you tell us about Vengurla? There's so many
Yes.
unique temples in Vengurla along the coast. And also, there was so much of trade. It's a very historical place. So, can you please tell us something about Vengurla?
So I always feel very lucky that I always feel that God has gifted me and He brought me in the heaven. Konkan is really a heaven,
Yes.
in one word. And particularly Vengurla, it is having its port.
Mm.
So there is a Dutch grain storage center also old. So Dutchies and Portuguese, they used to be here. It's the climate here is also very good. As it is a port, it was used actually by the Dutch people and Portuguese. It was an active port. So people used to come to the Konkan through the Vengurla. So still the Dutch grain storage, Wakar, what we call Dutch Wakar is there. It is having historical importance. It is now given to the archaeological uh, department also, and renovation is now going on. But and one very good 100 years old hospital is also there. That indicates they had chosen purposely Vengurla because its climatic conditions are very good for the patients also. Like we see in the mirrors, it is a dry region. Asthma patients can be well treated. So there is a one Keynes hospital which is 100 years old hospital, which is run by the missionaries.
Mhm.
So Vengurla is still there are so many good Portuguese style houses are there. So Vengurla is a really very beautiful place, and now again it is famous for the cleanliness. Konkani people already they are very clean, but chief officer 2015. So coincidentally, when I transferred here, that movement started in Vengurla. They have started conversion of dumping ground into a miracle park. Now it is called as a miracle park. So very systematically in 37 categories, the uh, regular garbage is collected from various houses. They have given QR code to the houses. The staff is very well trained and they collect the segregated. There is a fine for giving the mixed garbage, and all this they are very systematically following. And really beautifully, the dumping ground has changed, which was a place for the dogs and all dirty place, but they have gradually changed consistently. I have seen 4 CO chief officers of the Vengurla, so they are taking so much efforts. So Sateri Devi is a symbolize. Most of the temples, usually Dhamapur is a place from where actual that movement of wetland documentation and wetland restoration started. So very surprising stories are told about that, and that mount of that termite mount it is actually,
Yes,
and they
yes.
always worship many such a Sateri temples. They are the mounts, or what we call warul,
Hmm.
termites, ants houses. And there is some correlation of the underground wet soil, which is very much suitable to build the that is the indicator, bio indicator, as we say. The termite mounds are the bio indicators of having the water body nearby.
Okay.
And very wisely, the people have chosen those places as a temples, so that when the temples are built near the wetlands, such a correlation also might have been thought by the ancestors, that naturally the sanitation is maintained, the cleanliness is maintained, pavitra what we call, and the wetlands are
Present.
automatically protected. So this
Yeah.
is again a bioindicator. Termites as a bioindicator. Religious importance was given to give people a discipline to maintain the water bodies, because now we are realizing the importance of water, clean water, and that was done very systematically in a cultural way. In a the nature and culture was conserved by people in very beautiful way, I think.
Initiatives, you are doing a lot of initiatives with your students, tree senses, and then, you have such interesting games you play with your students. So, can you tell us more, how you keep your students so interested?
So actually, nature inspired.
Huh.
Really, in Vengurla, so many things to do. As we regularly we do the cleanliness of mangroves also. The forest department, mangrove foundation is very active here. Then Nagar Parishad, municipal council, and college. So I like to join them. They also need the youth force, and also there is only one senior college in Vengurla, and we are having Green Nature Club in Barrister Balasaheb Khardekar College, Vengurla. So that team always assists me, and every year some students they come. Their number is very small. We are having some 2,000 students in college, junior, senior, and all that. Vocational courses, etc. But few of them they really sincerely work so nicely, and some of them they are after their graduation and post graduation also they are doing very well. So it was a very good experience to work with the wetland documentation committee. I took the students to the wetlands, collected the data. They were not having very well equipped, they were not well equipped, they were not having laptops at their home, but with their mobiles they done very good work of data collection of those 10 wetlands, and that built up confidence within them as well as in me also, that I now don't fear about not having any manpower and all, because I know the students will help me, and that is really really inspiring for me also. Many things we learn from them also. Due to age we keep on reducing our stamina, but the youth can be utilized very nicely if handled
Yes,
well.
yes, I think so. And Dhanashri, you are into so many conferences. I've attended a conference on environment in Vengurla, then in bonsai. I mean, so much. So, what is your next project? What is your next conference?
Yes, upcoming conference. I had organized one conference. I think we meet in that conference, 2010. It was a biodiversity conservation conference.
Biodiversity, yes.
So, Dr. Leela Bhosle, she told me that Dhanashri organized one conference on biodiversity conservation, and it should be organized at Panhala, not in Kolhapur city.
Ah,
And we accepted that challenge of organizing that conference in Lani. Many good people arrived for that. The Indian Women Scientists Association is a national organization, so all over from Ranchi, Delhi, people. arrived there. So that built up the confidence. Our team was very small, just six of us, we were there. But environment minister, the forest minister Patagrao Kadam, he also came for the, and successfully we, because those days such conferences were very less. Now they are happening very regularly for that, getting that knack grades. But at that time there was no knack, and it was just for out of our interest. And Dr. S.R. Yadav, who was doing wonderful work in Shivaji University about biodiversity conservation, so he was also one of the inspiration for us. And we asked him to deliver one lecture. Otherwise all other were women scientists all over India. So it became very wonderful. And I have faith in my team also, as I said, due to that gardening course and all, we are having very good manpower of passionate people. So that doesn't need only your regular people, but they are all inspired and passionate. Non-science girls, they also, we presented the terrariums instead of that typical memento, to then cloth bags. All those practices we started from that conference. And after that organized so many events. That gardening course made me to study about the bonsai. We were having good resources through gardening course. We not only conserved or get connected with the students, but it had to conserve so many good resource person also. For example, Dr. Sorry, not doctor, she's as good as Dr. Suniti Deshmukh. She
Yes.
was doing gardening for 40 years in Kolhapur, but there were no students for her. Now she conducts the classes regularly. Now she's very smart in giving the speech also.
Yes.
Otherwise it was restricted to some 4 to 5 yearly students. But now we are organizing all the online lectures, and go to the colleges, even to Mumbai Sophia College. We conducted that course. So many gardening events. We invited international speaker also. And now upcoming event is our triennial challenge we have accepted, which is about the aromas, aromatic compounds, which is again having a very good multidisciplinary aspect. What we observed, Mamea Suriga, Surangi, is a fragrant plant which is endemic to this area. It is available on the world's platform. It is, we can say, it is endemic, which is only present in this part of Konkan, Ratnagiri, Goa, and some part of Karnataka. So that is a very fragrant and nice flower, which is a big tree. Again, many old trees are there. And what, since last 3 4 years we observed, here the villages are there, Asur, Asoli, Pal. So they are having so many such a Surangichi Rai, they call. That is a garden of, like as we say, the sacred groves, Devrai. So
They've
these
right.
are the Surangichi Rai.
Mm.
And the women self-help groups have established a very good market over there. So they are selling the buds at the cost of bud. Last year, the rate was 750 per kg, and dried flowers were sold for 350 rupees. So people have started remigrating, because after COVID, the picture has changed. When we are having our jackfruits, coconut, then areca, supari, then why to go in cities and struggle for earning that? So remigration is one of the major national objective, I think. And that Surangi is having potential to do that. Many old trees are there, and they give so many fragrant buds also. Not only Surangi, we started thinking about the pandanus varieties are along the coastal Kevda, what we call,
Kevda,
which is
yes.
also again very fragrant flowers it is having, and they are not found all over the world or in other parts of the country also. So it is about the triennial, that is every 3 years USA conducts this. So instead of keeping the broad view, I thought to go specific, because only even we consider the aromas, it is sufficient. Okay, so it is a national conference on aromatic compounds or aromas, with the scientific and technical approach. So thus such will be the title, and people accepted that. Actually, again, our team of 20 people, we had been to Mussoorie. So I got that idea, or the there was in my mind that let's do something about the Surangi. We had been to the forest department also. This year we cultivated the plants, 35 plants in our college campus also Surangi. So that let's work on this aroma theme, I thought. And when we started working on that, we got that dentist or dental people, they need the essential oils. Then cosmetic industry, it is also having a big demand of those. So after collection, when the trader collects the Surangi flowers, after that again many flowers they go west. So as Konkani economy is based on coconut, fish is one which is related with the. It should not only focused on the coastal fisheries and all, but it is having coconut, mangoes, supari, that areca catechu, and jackfruits. So other than that, also if we focus on the plants which are growing or helping them for livelihood or economical growth, then naturally they will start consuming it. So वो गाजर दिखाओ fragrance इसका,
Yes.
and they can grow the big trees. Because we have done green audit of our college campus also, and we realized that was actually calculated by the students by calculating his girth and canopy. There is one formula, and we can say that this much oxygen is given by each plant per year. So we counted 170 big grown trees, banyan trees and all from our college campus. And that those trees will give three oxygen to 360 people for the whole year. So such a calculations when we realized, we now done it for the Nagar Parishadas also. Three of my girl students, they counted the trees, and they helped the Nagar Parishad to complete their tree census. So very sincerely the girls are doing that. So now this can be combined, the aromas, aromatic compounds, and today itself I had been to the uh, DCF, that Deputy Chief Conservator of Forest, and we suggested them to grow the, instead of cultivating or plantation of other trees. Sometimes it happens that other invasive species unnecessarily come. There are so many stories. So instead of that, if we'll go for plantation of Surangi, Bakuri, that will be what we say, social, economical, as well as ecological. Ecological balancing is a very important aspect nowadays we all study about. So instead of getting generalized about the climate change, let's be specific, that we convinced to our IWSA team,
Yeah.
and they very nicely supported us. Invitation to all of you. It will be on 21st and 2nd March.
Yes.
So some people are asking that can we present a paper of a fungi with a fragrance? So many such new things will come out.
Thank you, Dhanashri. This was a lovely conversation. Dhanashri is a very talented networker, and she has built relationships across the board with her colleagues, fellow researchers, and the community, the local community. And she has successfully organized various conferences, seminars, and workshops, providing a platform for experts to discuss various issues, their research, and pressing problems of environmental conservation. Thank you, Dhanashri. It was wonderful talking to you.